from ESPN's Wide World of Sports at beautiful Walt Disney World Resort. This is USL Pro Soccer 2014, where tonight the Orlando City Lions open the home schedule against the visiting Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Good evening and welcome to ESPN's Wide World of Sports, everyone. I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thank you so very much for joining us for USL Pro Soccer here in 2014. Orlando City opening with Tom Traxler again. You and I back in the booth together, and boy, Orlando City couldn't ask for a tougher opponent to start the season.
No, I think, honestly, Jeff, we could be looking at a potential final matchup really early in the season. And in the world that's known for fireworks here at Walt Disney World, this game could produce quite a few of them.
Well, these two teams last year really had a nice series against each other. 1-1-1 is the way it went. And boy, Pittsburgh really knew how to play Orlando until the playoffs came last year.
One of the only teams to beat Orlando on their home field, and that's over the course of the last 3 seasons. So that's a fact that won't be lost on Pittsburgh tonight, Jeff.
Orlando City opened the season with a 1-1 draw at Charleston. This is Pittsburgh's home opener. You look at that matchup history. Orlando City leads the all-time series, 3 wins, 1 loss, and 3 ties. Again, that last loss came last year. And again, the USL Pro quarterfinals was a 5-0 win, and Orlando City looked like a different team last year in that one.
Well, absolutely, Jeff, but it was the way they started the game. They started really strong, and that is going to be critical again here tonight. When you have 2 teams that are so close in talent and in their matchup, it is important how you get these games started for both teams. So for Orlando, for Pittsburgh, they're both going to be looking for big starts tonight.
Well, when we want to take a look at some of these players to watch in this one, you can't look any further for Pittsburgh. Jose Angulo, a player who was the Golden Boot winner, a co-winner with Dom Dwyer last year. He's a heck of a player and somebody Orlando City's defense is going to have to mark.
Well, he's a handful. He's strong. He reads the game very well. Scored 15 goals last season, and they're going to need nothing less from him tonight, Jeff. It's going to be very important that he has a good season for Pittsburgh.
Well, your homestanding Lions have a bunch of new additions. Perhaps you saw them at the Disney Pro Soccer Classic last month, but Darwin Sarin certainly impressed. Tell me about Darwin.
He's as slick as they come, Jeff. He runs with that ball like it is Velcro to his foot. And if you give him some space and time, he's going to make you pay for it.
Well, there's a couple of the players. Sarin had a nice game in that opener against Charleston. We caught up with head coach Adrian Heath a little earlier this week, and this is what he had to say about that season opener.
Good at the ball, and the final third it wasn't good enough. That was the biggest issue of last week's game. I don't think Corey had much to work with, but we didn't really do enough in the final third. Final ball was poor all afternoon. Well, I think Darwin showed in pre-season that he's captain of El Salvador for a reason. He's a very, very talented player. I think he played in all sort of 6 forward positions during the Disney tournament against the MLS team, so he's very talented. Obviously, Corey, we think, can score goals. We're looking at Austin Deleuze, who managed to get out on the score sheet last week. And, I have to say that I think that Kevin Molino's come back. We thought we'd lost him, and not only has he come back, he's come back and been fantastic in training. We're really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to working with him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can progress to be like.
That's your manager, Adrian Heath, with his comments earlier this week leading up to this home opener. We're looking at the schedule. This is the first of many this season here at this beautiful complex for soccer. What a home this is going to be for Orlando City. What an advantage they can have as you see these teams coming in the next 2 weeks, Rochester and Charleston.
Well, Charleston, you already saw a draw first game of the season, and we get them not only once but twice at home. Kind of a rivalry game for Orlando, if you will. Another team I'm looking forward to seeing, Jeff, the Oklahoma City Energy coming in on May 4th, as well as the LA Galaxy 2 on June 28th.
Yeah, Oklahoma City, a couple of loanees from Sporting Kansas City, some of the same guys that Orlando had last year. You got the Montreal Impact Reserves here. Of course, that's that USL Pro MLS partnership that has proved to be so fruitful as far as developing guys against the 2 leagues. And that's where we will go. And we will come back with the very first game of the season, Orlando City and Pittsburgh, right here at Walt Disney World Resort. Candelo. Remember her from the Orlando Magic run when she sang all the national anthems and they kept winning. Hopefully that's a good sign for Orlando City tonight. Tom, let's meet the starting 11s first for Orlando City. Miguel Gallardo, El Capitan they call him. He will man the space inside the 18. Rob Valentino, a 4-year player here for Orlando City now, one of the best center backs in the league. Jordani Alvarez, now back from Real Salt Lake. He was the 2011 USL Pro Player of the Year. And Corey Herzog, who comes to us from the Vancouver Whitecaps, scored 4 goals against Orlando City when he was a member of the Wilmington Hammerheads a few years back. Now for Pittsburgh, Hunter Gilstrap is their very fine keeper, one of the best in USL Pro. And let's welcome back Brian Feckerty, number 3, the left fullback, the Plant City, Florida native, played at Orlando City last year. He now returns to go against his old side. Matthew Dahlman up on the right midfielder. He's a guy that will run box to box, serve balls in. He led the league in assists last year. And then Jason Johnson will pair with Jose Angulo up top. Jason Johnson, one of 3 Houston Dynamo loanees for this Pittsburgh Riverhounds team. So the festivities appear to have begun. The Ruckus and the Iron Lion firm taking up new residence here at Disney's Wide World of Sports, and
well, it looks to me, Jeff, like they're
going to enjoy
home.
They've already marked their territory.
Indeed. The streamers went flying. The balloons went going. This thing is ready to kick off. The 2014 home opener is here, Jeff. I can't believe it. I'm so excited, man.
See Brad Russin right there, the new center back, 6'5". You know, he'll be a force to contend with on set pieces.
He is a big, big man. And yes, it's good to have that size when you're dealing with set pieces in your box, both for you and against you. But paired alongside of him, Rob Valentino. So you got 2 big pillars in the back to deal with crosses, and then going forward for you on corners. Again, that strength, that aerial strength is very, very important.
The Lions just received their final instructions. What are you telling? If you're Adrian Heath, what are you telling the home side here tonight?
Keep the ball moving, Jeff. They like to put the ball down. They like to pass it. Let's keep it moving. Don't get it caught in areas. And let's make sure that from our midfield 3, we're giving Corey Herzog plenty of service for him to run on into the box.
Our referee is Caleb Mendez. He is assisted by Rob Huffman, Kyle Longville, and the 4th official is Matt Miscannon. We are underway at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, Orlando City and Pittsburgh. The Lions in the purple moving left to right, Pittsburgh in the yellow moving from right to left as Hunter Gilstrap will kick it from the back line.
Well, you see Orlando going forward right away off the kickoff, Jeff, and I like that. Why go backward? Why put yourself under pressure? Put the opposing team under pressure, I say. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is go backwards. So starting off on the positive foot, let's go forward.
We are just underway. Thank you so very much for joining us on YouTube or wherever you happen to be. Welcome in the Steel Army, who is certainly watching in Pittsburgh.
I think Hunter Gilstrap's remembering
the streamers,
the fan groups from Orlando City, and how they enjoy getting in your head and throwing things at your feet, and it's great.
Well, in this calendar year, this is the 5th game Orlando City has played on this field. They played at the Disney Pro Soccer Classic in February, and that led them to 4 draws against MLS competition. Some good games and some bad games, but hey, you're getting results against MLS teams a year ahead of that league.
Well, when I said throw up fireworks, I mean your last 2 games were 4-4 and 4-4. Talk about boom and boom. It was happening at both ends. So again, tonight, you know, I think with 2 teams that can attack the way these 2 teams can, the way they're set up, the pedigree that's inside, I think we could be in for a fun night, Jeff.
There's Dahlman on the right side for Pittsburgh, tries to push it ahead as we see Jason Johnson, the member of the Houston Dynamo, just 23 years old and part of the Jamaican national team system. He got a touch there. He's up top there with Angulo. And now Orlando City's Alvarez will make the move to the left. Quick turn, and you like what Orlando City does when they move the ball quickly. Luke Bowden sending it ahead, looking for Herzog. And one of the best defenders, Andrew Marshall, one of the best defenders in the league out of Ellicott City, Maryland, there with them step by step.
Absolutely, Jeff. You know, Orlando look to see their backs get forward a lot. In this system, that is vitally, vitally important. You saw Luke Bowden on the ball there. Of course, you saw a lot of Luke Bowden on the ball in the opener against Charleston. So if he gets on the ball a lot, you're usually going to see Orlando City having the Lions' share of possession.
Well, take it back to Brad Russin, the new addition here for Coach Adrian Heath, 53 years old, out of Stoke, England. Here in his 4th season in Orlando, has been with the Austin Aztecs before the team moved here. And he will take the team into the next level, into MLS in 2015. Pittsburgh coached by Justin Evans in his 5th season.
I've already put a marker down. I'm already calling it Adrian Heath, MLS Manager of the Year 2015. You heard it here first.
Let's write that down right now.
Put that
Tom
down.
Traxler.
Mark the date, mark the time.
Well, speaking of coaching jobs, but Justin Evans did last year with this team, getting the Riverhounds into the playoffs after a number of years out of the equation in USL Pro.
Well, it's been a steady growth for Pittsburgh, but a positive growth, a good growth. And they've had a lot of investment in the squad this year, a very improved squad from a very good squad last year. So a lot's going to be expected from Pittsburgh, I think, not only from their coach Justin Evans, but also their ownership and their fans.
Heavy touch by Molino, has it taken away. Jose Angulo was in the vicinity, not a guy you want to give the ball away to. Now it will be worked down the right line. And Brian Feckety plays it out. So into touch and a throw for Orlando City. Tyler Turner, the right fullback, just 18 years old, starting for Orlando City tonight.
Young man getting some good minutes. That's great for Tyler Turner. You know, the more minutes you can get at this level, the better you're going to be. And of course, he's going to be around come MLS time. So the future looks very, very bright for him.
Yeah, product of IMG Academy, the captain of the U.S. U17 national team, also is now played on the 18 and under squad. And Coach Heath was telling me he's so comfortable on the ball for his age, which is a rarity, and that will serve him well at this level and the next.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're playing with Orlando, which relies on the ball being on the floor, being knocked around, you're going to see the ball at your feet an awful lot. And as we said, you know, backs get forward for Orlando. So it's imperative that you're comfortable on the ball if you're going to play in this system with Coach Adrian Heath.
Here comes the throw along the far touchline. First headed by Luke Bowden, number 14 for Orlando, has been here since the beginning. And now it will go towards the corner. Held down by Sterling Flunder. Send it to the middle of the park.
This is where Orlando wants to get the ball opened up wide, get that ball moving quickly. The quicker that ball moves, the better off it's going to be for Orlando.
Russin ahead, down to the left, running on. Herzog, big battle. Gilstrap off his line, and it will be cleared away by Dahlman.
Little moment of, I'll take it, you get it. No, just get it out of here, and that's fine.
Hot potato, hot potato. Comes back as Aiden Quinn in there, one of the holding mids for Orlando City, another newcomer who has quite the pedigree. Played at Akron University, the University of Akron last year, but is the son of Brian Quinn, who starred at Everton and was a former U.S. national teamer.
I was going to say, Brian Quinn, you know, former U.S. national team player, played at Everton, so it's a young man who's grown up with the game in his blood.
Wearing number 16 this year for your Lions. We are just past the 6-minute mark here in our opening half. No score between Orlando City and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The season opener for the Hounds and the home opener for Orlando City.
Yeah, I mean, that makes it kind of tough if you're Orlando. I mean, not only are you the league champions, so you're going to get everyone's best shot, but you're the team that's going to be going to the MLS, so that's going to make it even harder. Now, coupled with the fact, anytime you open a season, whether it be home or away, you want to get that first win. It's all you think about in the weeks prior. This is what you've been building for. This is what you spent the offseason for, is getting ready for this moment. So I think this is a tough situation if you're Orlando. Not an easy home opener by any stretch of the imagination.
Ball to the byline, so it'll be a goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap, the 30-year-old keeper. Who graduated from the College of Charleston in 2005. He was the 2010 USL 2 goalkeeper of the year, and the ILF behind him. Big supporter sections here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports for Orlando City, and a much more intimate environment than the Citrus Bowl, that is for sure.
Yeah, the crowd's definitely on top of you, a lot closer to you than what they were in the Citrus Bowl. They're almost level with you and in your ear.
Angulo had a touch there. It'll be a throw for Pittsburgh, and Fekete will get the touch.
You know, neither team so far, Jeff, been able to, well, outside of that, I was just going to say, neither team able to carve out an opportunity so far, but that one forced Miguel Gallardo into a save.
Well, that one over the bar, and will be a corner kick. You can check scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com as see the first challenge of the night for Miguel Gallardo, and now we'll have another one upcoming. First corner of the night for either team. I forced him to get up and push that one over the bar. First corner of the night. Let's see what happens here. Always interesting. This is you've been rehearsing for these now, Jeff, for a while. If you're Pittsburgh, this is your first chance to get your corner in anger. And if you're Orlando City, you had a number of opportunities on set pieces against Charleston and couldn't put them home. But for Pittsburgh, let's see what they can cook up. Send it back far post, and that will be over the byline. Goal kick for Orlando City, and here comes the quick distribution for Miguel Gallardo. They'll put it down on the 6 and let her fly.
Yeah, it's important with those set pieces, Jeff, that, you know, it happens the way you want it to, and the delivery is vital. You need to put that delivery right where players are running. So I think that one was overhit just a little bit.
Brushed forward, Anthony Obadai, another newcomer for Pittsburgh, coming from Phoenix a year ago. Obadai, an interesting player, played for the Ghana national team from 2003 to 2005. So a number of national team players, one right there. And Kevin Molino, who sends it just wide of the goal. He had a couple of goals here at the Disney PSC and looked for one here in the home opener.
Well, he was trying to get that bent inside the post. Got it, was able to turn, had a lot of space and time with which to find that post. Just a little bit wide, as you see here. That didn't miss by much, Jeff. Definitely forced Hunter Gilstrap to come across and kind of, little sigh of relief. You can't give a player that much time, especially in those areas, Jeff. A lot of goals come out of those areas.
Gilstrap's last game against Orlando City was a house of horrors there at the Citrus Bowl, as he allowed 5 to get past him, not necessarily all his fault. It was a purple rain onslaught in that quarterfinal when we were thinking maybe Orlando City didn't have the horses to get through the playoffs last year, and turned it on at the right time.
Well, it was quick starts, Jeff. I mean, I think it was 3-0 inside of 20 minutes. So quick starts were very important to them through the playoffs, and you can see they've taken that to heed, because it's been tough in the midfield for Orlando so far. I don't think Orlando's moving the ball quite as quick and sharp as Coach Adrian Heath would like at this point.
Herzog had run free, but the flag was up offside, so we'll come back to Pittsburgh on the goal kick.
You have a little look, trying to slide in, tries to play that ball down the line for Herzog. He's just a little bit offsides. Corey Herzog, a tireless worker, works really hard throughout the whole game. Carves out good spaces for himself. Very intelligent when he runs without the ball, Jeff.
Herzog, the Generation Adidas man, and drafted by the New York Red Bulls back in 2011. We all remember him in 2012 as he was loaned out to Wilmington Hammerhead, scored 2 goals in the regular season against Orlando City in a rare home loss for the Lions, and then did it again in the playoffs.
He was a handful, Jeff.
And it's nice to have him on this side if you're an Orlando City Lion.
It's always nice to have someone like that on your side, isn't it?
Sure is. There's a foul, and that will come back to Orlando City as Obadai commits it. Has a finger into the face of Deleuze there, who laughs it off. Austin Deleuze, one of the newcomers, who has, again, quite the pedigree.
I think he's trying to tell Austin Deleuze, hey, that wasn't enough for you to fall down. Don't be doing that. And Austin, of course, is just going to laugh that off and keep going.
Yeah, he's been around a while. Austin Deleuze, a 5th-year pro, was on the team of the week for USL Pro for his efforts at lone goal scored against the Charleston Battery in that 1-1 draw.
Not a bad way to start your career here in Orlando, is it, Jeff? One goal, one game, one game, one goal.
Molino to Tyler Turner. And Caleb Mendez, our referee, says we'll restart off the foul. Left side, Luke Bowden. See what he can do along that touchline. He was, and we talked about it earlier this week on your radio show, what he did to the Columbus Crew, an MLS team. He made them look silly.
And he can. You know, he's not just a fullback, Jeff. He's a very talented footballer, Luke Bowden. Converted midfielder. So, I mean, he used to play up top. He used to play in the midfield. So he knows what it takes to attack. And he understands an attacker's mentality as well as now understanding a defender's mentality. But he gets forward, and his left foot is sublime. He can craft and carve you open with that left boot. He can drop the ball just about anywhere he wants to.
Bonds tried to get it ahead as Herzog from distance gives it a go and doesn't miss by much.
Well, he had a good go at that. He says, you know, nothing else happening. Let's have a dig. And as you're going to see here, just shakes off his defender, catches it on the half volley, smash. I hope one of those fans had gloves on. That might have hurt.
Nobody has a broken hand back there. Well, you have to sign a release to be in that section when Herzog's on the prowl.
You better, with no nets, you better keep your eyes open.
In our 14th minute, no score, Orlando City and Pittsburgh. So glad to bring you the action of USL Pro Soccer here again, 2014. Defending champs taking on the upstart Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Might I say, Jeff, too, on a beautiful night.
Oh, look at the sunset back behind us.
What a great setting for a game, and this pitch is absolutely perfect. We had a little rain come through earlier on in the day.
A little?
Well, for Florida. A little for Florida.
It's all relative.
But I'd say it's one of the nicest surfaces in the world. Any team would be happy to play on that surface right now.
Looking for Bowden too far out ahead, and it'll be a throw now for the Riverhounds. Playing out of a 4-4-2 here tonight in their season opener.
Kind of a tepid affair so far, Jeff. Both teams kind of feeling it out in the midfield. A couple strikes here and there. But you can see Pittsburgh, a real concerted effort to make sure they have strong lines in the back. You'll see at times they've carved themselves out with two strong banks of four, making it difficult for Orlando to operate in that midfield.
A little ping-pong action in the center of the park. Pittsburgh trying to break out of there. And Bowden will take care of it, clean it up, and send it upfield. Perhaps trying to make the switch now. As you see near side, Tyler Turner awaiting the pass.
It's a good look at Tyler Turner. You see how calm and composed he is on the ball, as we spoke about earlier. Orlando trying to knock it, change the point of attack, left to right, right to left. But Pittsburgh doing a good job of cutting off the passing lanes in the middle right now, Jeff. They're not able to get into that rhythm that they want to get into. You know, Coach Adrian, he spoke about that earlier on in the game.
Reminder, fans, you can visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro.
I think you heard Coach Adrian Heath in the earlier package, you know, talking about the need for Orlando City and these midfielders to get good supply in that final third.
Saw Molino try to make the quick turn and give off to Herzog. And that back line, Marshall and Anthony Arena, one of those low knees from the Houston Dynamo, playing center back, pairing up nicely with Andrew Marshall. So you got a 30-year-old and a 23-year-old. So student and teacher, perhaps, and that's one of the reasons these USL Pro teams have affiliated with MLS, to get some of those young MLS reserve side players, perhaps, that don't see a lot of time at the top level, to get a little bit more action with maybe a club a level down.
Well, it's always important that you play games, Jeff. You know, training is one thing, but you got to be playing games. That's what keeps you sharp. So a great relationship that's been developed between the USL Pro and the MLS. So a fantastic relationship, and it's one that's benefited both groups, actually. It's benefited Major League Soccer, it's benefited USL Pro, and the players and the fans, Jeff. So
and expanded this year. More of the USL Pro teams have those affiliations, as we see Tyler Turner try to cut it across. Look out, cameraman, as that ball went flying through towards the media tower. Whoa. And it'll be a corner kick for Orlando City.
Good pace for Tyler Turner. You saw a great first touch to get that ball down. They tried to get it whipped into the box, but I think that was Brian Fecketti that came through, was able to make sure that cross didn't get across. We got our first corner for Orlando of the match.
They worked on it in training this week as the ball is sent to the far post, headed back into the 6. Who wants it? And Pittsburgh able to clear for the time being. Quinn over to Sarin. First time we've called his name, now outright. Sent in. Deleuze had it go off of Fecketti, and he'll retrieve the ball.
Yeah, that was the GMT, the goalmouth thrills there, Jeff. Nobody could seem to get a hold of that. Hunter Gilstrap's calling keeper, and his defenders are trying to get the ball out.
Were they pumping House of Pain's jump arounds? That's what it seemed like. Deleuze with the far post cross in front and grabbed by Gilstrap.
Get out your seat and jump around.
That's what it looked like. It was party time inside the 18.
So 2 corners already for Orlando City after having 16 last week against Charleston. I know that they talked about the need for a consistency in delivery. Look at that.
A near costly mistake, and now we have a collision inside the circle. And Caleb Mendez makes a call, and Rob Valentino needs to walk away.
Rob looks like Rob Valentino's having a word about what ride he's going to ride at Disney World again next week with the referee.
Oh, into the back. And perhaps an easy call for Caleb Mendez.
I don't think there was any intent to foul there. I think he's coming through and trying to get his head on a ball good and strong, and you know, player Caleb Mendez turned his back a little bit.
Play it back to Flunder as Herzog giving chase, got to get rid of it, slides in safe. Nearly got there to Corey Herzog.
Now that's some composure if you're Hunter Gilstrap looking at onrushing Corey Herzog, and he says, I'll get it out when it's just about time. And there we go.
Another ball into the crowd. This will be an adjustment for the supporters this year. You got to keep your head on a swivel here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Again, a very intimate environment. You are right on the field.
Yes, they're much closer to the action than they've ever been before. Of course, you know, Citrus Bowl is more like an American football stadium, so you're kind of elevated and brought away from the pitch, but here you are right on top of it. So great atmosphere here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports.
Sciardo and Russin will start things off. Go straight up the middle to Aiden Quinn, number 16. Deleuze, who will log a lot of mileage in this game if the indications we've gotten from the Disney Pro Soccer Classic are correct. Here's Molino, very active, releasing Deleuze on the left side, looks to make the cross with the left foot. It's a good one, top of the 18, headed on and over the top by a couple of inches.
That whole series was a great example of how Orlando City want to move the ball through the midfield. You see them getting the ball wide, get the ball crossed back in, and the header just over the top of the bar. But I think the sequence of passes, Jeff, that came before that, you know, that's how Orlando want to move the ball. Get it in, get it out quickly, change the point of attack, play it back in. That was a series of about 8 passes, Jeff, that led to a great opportunity. That's the kind of ball movement Orlando City is looking for. That passage of play will make Adrian Heath very happy.
And Gilstrap all smiles. Obviously, he is right there in front of the supporters, and I'm sure hearing some choice words, and a foul committed there, and this will be a free kick for Orlando City.
They're telling him all the lovely things that he loves to hear about himself, Jeff.
Molino, and offside will be Herzog that time. Nicely played by Andrew Marshall, who pulled him off.
Little offsides. Orlando City starting to get into the ascendancy in the game now, Jeff. See here, it's going to just beyond, but he has to bring him down. He's able to get around him, but wise foul. You can't let him run past you. So Brian Fecketti, very wisely, I'm sure he's very familiar with Kevin Molino.
Sure, they've had some rough and tumble training sessions. Fecketti not retained after his season a year ago. Didn't see the field that much. Did so towards the end. really talented left-footed player, but when you're playing behind Luke Bowden, you're not going to see the field much, so he's opted to go to Pittsburgh. And now he's in the starting 11.
It's all about playing, you know, at the end of the day. And all these guys want to play. It's no different than when you grow up as a kid. You don't want to be sitting on the bench. You want to be out on the pitch playing. So, you know, he found himself a situation where he could go and do just that, and I'm sure that'll benefit him.
Feckerty, one of the best to ever don a University of Tampa Spartans uniform. He was an MLS supplemental draft pick by Sporting Kansas City in 2013, just didn't quite stick, as is the case with a lot of the kids here in USL Pro. Boy, tough ball for Gallardo, and knocks it out to the left.
Yeah, had to come out in traffic to punch that one away. A good in-swinging delivery served up by Pittsburgh there.
Here's Deleuze. Picks his spot, sends it forward. Molino running on, and he is offside. And that gets a chorus of boos.
Yeah, tough. The fans don't seem to agree with that one, but usually referees are spot on with those calls. We have a very good officiating crew out there tonight, as usual, in the USL Pro.
It's the third offside call on Orlando City tonight, so showing the aggression and trying to be creative in that attacking third. Now, how about Pittsburgh doing the same thing? Ball sent in. Bowden knocks it away. And Orlando City looks to clear here as Deleuze takes possession.
Yeah, quick transition, get the ball out wide, get it knocked back in. Looked a little dangerous, but Orlando up to the challenge. Nodded out easy. Little controversy here, Jeff.
And Caleb Mendez hears it again.
Well, you hear those fans. You hear how close they are and how loud they are. Of course, there's probably, in excess of this place only holds about 5,500, so it's got about 5,500 in it right now, and you can hear them.
Orlando City will try to build from the back. Turner and Valentino playing catch. It's heating up here as we've played almost 25 minutes of scoreless soccer here in the home opener for the Orlando City Lions.
Yeah, if you're Orlando City, right there, let's get back to 1- and 2-touch passing. Let's be a little sharp, though. We've got to hit the target.
Alvarez to Molino, who's just been deadly in the preseason. That one got in front of Darwin Sarin. The El Salvador national team captain gives chase to Feckerty, who just sends the long ball forward. And now Yordani Alvarez, who is technically on loan from Real Salt Lake this season and will join the Lions officially next year as their own player when Orlando goes to MLS. Here's Bowden with lots of real estate. Pittsburgh closing down as we see Matthew Dahlman trying to guard two players. Goes in front to Sarin.
See Darwin Sarin finding himself in good space, and they're able to get that ball to his feet. And that's something you don't want to see if you're Pittsburgh.
Boy, Deleuze looking for a cutting Molino. And Gallardo will come off his line and start things off, sending it wide to Valentino.
Yeah, you got to be off your line. If you're keeper, you can't stand way back there on your line. That's why you're there. That's why you play off your line. Right now, you expect to see the keeper about, mid-box, top of his box, mid-box right now, so he can come out and deal with those things, Jeff.
Well, Gallardo had a pretty good career as a field player before he really took up the goalkeeping, back when he was in the the Tigres youth system in Mexico.
Oh, almost pulled that off. That was almost a nice bit of skill there by Kevin Molino.
Now Herzog has one step. They close down. Sterling Flunder there. Back heel to Deleuze. He'll send the cross far post. Sarin sends back.
Oh.
Now Sarin pull it back as Feckerty closes in. Darwin.
Well, some chemistry starting to develop there, Jeff. That was a really nice passage of play. Nice back heel, as you saw, to set up Deleuze on the cross. Found Darwin Sarin in the box. His one touch just wasn't able to find the target. You'd really like to see an effort on frame out of a passage of play like that, Jeff.
But you can see what Adrian Heath likes in the attacking options he has this year with those players. And as soon as they really get to playing with one another and get used to where each other are going to be on that field, it's going to be look out.
Jeff, when they're in chorus, they could be as fine as any orchestra on the planet.
Trying to tune up Pittsburgh here as we're in our 28th minute. And now here's a service into the box, headed straight on target, and just over.
He wanted to get that one down. He's grabbing at his head. I believe that was Jose Angulo. Good cross in. He's going to find himself space at the far post. All he needs to do is head it down. All he needs to do is head it down, Jeff. He just couldn't get on top of the ball. That was a great opportunity for Pittsburgh, and I know, and it's one of the few that they've had so far in the first half. And that's what you have to watch out for if you're Orlando. You're going to have passages of play where you're in possession for a few minutes at a time. But Pittsburgh has the ability to hurt you, certainly with players like Angulo. But he wanted to get that one down.
Coming together at the top of the 18. Fekete. A roll back to Russet. Now Alvarez.
He's running onto it. You almost want to say, you want to get on, you want to hit that ball with your head, not let it hit your head. And I think that's what happened. It kind of hit his head. He didn't hit the ball with his head.
Valentino out right along that near touch. Tyler Turner, and we'll send it back. And Orlando City is content to switching back and forth until things open up the way they want.
Well, right now, Pittsburgh with 11 players, all 11 players behind the ball. So that makes it tough. So yeah, if you're Orlando, you've got to be patient. But that's where the quick ball movement has to come in right there.
Ball into the 18, rolls free. Great delivery by Bowden.
Well, a very, very timely tackle. Very, very timely tackle. I believe that was Andrew Marshall, because Corey Herzog was right there, ready to tuck that away.
Marshall made his name in Harrisburg. Played against Orlando City in that championship big game back in 2011. Now Tyler Turner with some pace inside the 6, and Gilstrap covers wisely.
Well, Tyler Turner again. We talked about it. Orlando City love to get their fullbacks forward. And young Tyler Turner, 18-year-old Tyler Turner, putting in a quality ball. Didn't trouble Hunter Gilstrap too much, but you don't want to let Orlando get in that kind of song and be getting down the line and whipping crosses in on you all day long, because, Corey Herzog, he loves that kind of service.
Don't want it to become the same old song and dance. Having goals scored on you.
So as you see here, Jeff, there's Tyler Turner. First time, good, low, driving cross.
The back post was open, nobody was home.
And if you're Orlando, I know Coach Adrian Heath is telling his players, get across the keeper, get across the keeper, get across the keeper. You see cross like that, it's very important that you get across the keeper, Jeff, because it interferes with his vision. So you hear that a lot. Get across the keeper.
Bowden whips that one into the top of the 18. Who was offside that time? Pierce Sarin was the guilty party. He or Molino, and not sure.
I think it was Corey Herzog, Jeff, that was a bit offside there.
Fans, make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest USL Pro updates.
I know Corey Herzog is beginning to look around and go, me again? No. Why always me?
Because he's the aggressive forward.
He is.
Trying to get ahead. Valentino sends that out. Now it'll be a throw for Fekete. Puts it down into the corner. Racing in. Here's the cross.
Good job, able to keep that cross in.
Yeah, Jason Johnson tried to get ahead with it. And it will send out for a throw.
I don't think that went quite where he wanted it to.
Throw Orlando City. Rob Vincent wasn't able to chase that ball down. It's Quinn.
Rob Vincent, native of Liverpool, England.
Was a
part of the Everton youth setup.
Graduate of College of Charleston back in 2012, so still a young player, just 23 years old. His second season here with Pittsburgh, and now Herzog
little long
in the vicinity again.
Little long on the delivery, but you can see Corey Herzog, again, tireless worker. Works really, really hard up top. And as a lone striker, Jeff, you have to. You know, that's your job. You're going to be carving space for yourself. You're going to be getting on the other end of things yourself. You just got to get that support. And Darwin Saren's playing right there underneath him. So that partnership is going to be really important.
33rd minute, throw for Flunder. Former member of the Marshall Thundering Herd. So not too far from where he now plays professionally in Pittsburgh. Here's a nice turn by Angulo in the middle. Well played to the corner. Fekete wasn't going to be able to catch that one.
No, I don't think so. It was a little bit out in front. Unless he was Flash Gordon, he wasn't getting on the other end of that one.
Saren. That's Quinn, rather. Wide to Tyler Turner. Bouncing through the middle of the park.
I don't think he caught that one as clean as he'd like. I think he wanted that to have a bit more distance on it.
Deleuze in the middle to Herzog. Will try to hold it up and lay it back to Austin. Now Molino. And big collision. And Deleuze goes down. And I think Marshall got into him.
Well, it's certainly a strong challenge.
And we've got our first booking of the night. Andrew Marshall, a yellow card.
Referee deems it to be a little bit naughty as well. We'll have a look at this here. So as you see, Austin coming across and bang. A little bit late, yeah. Yeah, 2 feet in that and a little bit late. So pretty easy decision, really, for the referee. And a free kick for Orlando in a very dangerous position, Jeff.
Marshall, the first booking of the match here in our 34th minute. And now, as Tom Traxler just mentioned, tough spot to defend now if you're Pittsburgh.
Well, you got to get this ball up and down, Jeff.
See if either Quinn or Saren takes. Well, trickeration, we'll see. It will be Saren, and has to be saved by Gilstrap. Pushes it past the byline. It will be a corner kick for the Orlando City Lions.
Yeah, gets it around there nicely. Hunter Gilstrap able to get his big frame across and punch that wide. I think this will be the 3rd corner kick now for Orlando City in the match. Austin Deleuze set to deliver.
Here it comes, a left-footed delivery on its way, far post. Falls inside the 18 as you see Gilstrap urging his men forward.
Oof.
Should be a foul on Molino. You see Adrian Heath throw up his hands in disgust.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough ruthlessness there. I mean, the ball comes to someone's head, and I don't see anybody trying to get on the other end of that header. So I think he's saying, come on, we need more ruthlessness in this box. We need the delivery spot on. We need to get on the other end of these. These are good opportunities. If you can score off set pieces, Jeff, I mean, it makes everything so much easier.
Orlando City at this 35-minute mark out shooting Pittsburgh 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh playing clever. I mean, they have a lot of players behind the ball, you know, out of that 4-4-2 that they're playing. And they're looking to hit Orlando on the break. And nearly did do once or twice so far here. I mean, probably the 2 shots you've seen, the header at the far post, and earlier on that shot that Miguel Gallardo had to push over the crossbar. And you have to be aware of that if you're Orlando. And that's what, you know, Aiden Quinn and Yordani Alvarez are there to do, is to help stop that counterattack from happening. They're there to kind of shepherd in front of Brad Rustin and Rob Valentino.
Fekete playing to Earls will left foot it to the far side of the field where Dahlman waits. Has a runner in Flunder on the overlap, and now right in the middle. Top of the 18 will cut it across. Gallardo, this is trouble, and Skies for the save. Nice job by Miguel Gallardo.
Yeah, indeed, and you saw the Pittsburgh player getting across the keeper, but ball just a little bit high, and Miguel's able to leap up in the air, put 2 of his big paws on it, and pull it down.
Good decision. About 9 minutes from halftime. No score, Orlando City and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds here in this home opener at ESPN's Wide World of Sports here at beautiful Walt Disney World Resort, the home of the Lions here in 2014, the last USL Pro season, the fourth and final for the Lions.
Yeah, of course, they'll be headed for the pastures of Major League Soccer.
Here's Bowden, whips it in front. Just missing was Herzog, who slid in safely to second base, it appears.
There's a great example of Luke Bowden and the quality he delivers. Watch him get wide, put this ball across. Corey Herzog just missed times. He stretches out, trying to tuck that in that near post, but just a little late.
Looked like he was riding one of those water park rides here at Walt Disney World Resort. He slid for a good long while.
Like he'd come off one of those big water slides.
Molino push it back into space. Valentino runs up, now Russin. Quinn ahead.
I'll tell you what, I'm noticing every time Darwin Sarin gets on a ball, you've got about 3 to 4 yellow jerseys right around him.
So they have certainly been scouted. Wrong. Now far side Flunder as Deleuze closes in. Boy, Russin with that 6'5" frame is. See yellow jerseys bounce off of him when he goes to retrieve a ball.
I'll tell you what, if I was 6'5", that's what I'd want. But he is a big man, big strong fella.
6'4" officially. I would say closer to 6'5".
It's like walking tall back there, Jeff.
6 pro seasons, spent last year with the Vancouver Whitecaps, so he's got some MLS cred already. And now a dangerous challenge and a player down for Orlando City.
Certainly a strong challenge. Referee says we're fine, keep playing.
Tyler Turner was at the receiving end of that one. Oh, nice moves by Obadiah.
But you see, they have so many players behind the ball, Jeff, not able to get a quick counter started off of it.
Another foul committed by the Lions. It'll be a free kick now for Pittsburgh as we inch closer and closer to 40 minutes gone by in this one.
Yeah, it seems to have, time seems to have gone by quite quickly, Jeff. I mean, it seems like we're just kicking off. We're 40 minutes into it. And a couple chances either way. Orlando starting to feel it out. You start to see Orlando putting these combinations together, and I'm sure that's what Coach Adrian Heath's going to stress to them going into halftime. We've got to keep the ball moving quickly. We've got to get it in. We've got to get it out. Keep pinging it around, boys. Keep pinging it around.
Nice move by Earls to get free. Played back by Johnson. Now Obadiah leaves it in the back. Shot comes flying through the 18. Bouncing ball handled by Miguel Gallardo. Fans, Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
Yeah, it was a nice run by Obadiah coming across. All in all, innocuous in the end, but it looked like he was coming across. I thought he was going to pull the trigger himself.
5 minutes to go opening half, plus some stoppage time perhaps. Wouldn't be too much. No goals scored in this one. Just the one yellow card on Marshall back in the 34th minute. There's Jason Johnson in the corner. And it appears to be a goal kick for Orlando.
I often wonder what this must be like for Pittsburgh right now, having done most of their preseason up at, up in the north, and it's a little bit colder now. You're coming down here to Florida where it's quite a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid.
Corner kick on the way. In swinging ball inside the area. Boy, that hit Deleuze, it appeared.
Was it
did
touched?
Not. Player very close.
Well, he certainly found himself in some space at the far post. Good delivery on the corner. And that ball was headed down just past the post.
Deleuze will make the switch. Here's Molino. Is the center back Marshall all the way out to defend. Some coverage in the middle of the park. That one bouncing just over the bar as Gilstrap came out to retrieve it.
Caught a deflection on the cross in, kind of looped it up, if you will. We'll have a look here. As he goes to play the cross in, it's going to come off the defender and loop straight up. Disrupts it a tad. Corey Herzog, nice and strong, stood in there. And Hunter Gilstrap not quite able to get there, but Corey Herzog headed it over the line.
Gilstrap lets it fly. No score here. You'd have to say Orlando City's had the better part of possession in this one.
Yeah, and possibly, well, you know, the good chances might be just about even when you look at the couple headers that Pittsburgh have had and the couple chances that Orlando have had. So, you know, at the end of it, you've got to make this possession count for something.
Battle along the near touchline, right in front of the technical area, and Adrian Heath and Ian Fuller off the bench, livid with whatever the call was there. Fans, a reminder, every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Orlando City SC YouTube channel today, which is where you're finding this broadcast right now. So hopefully this is something you figured out.
Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching from,
including the Steel City. Remember the Steel Army and now Gallardo being tested. In the last 10 minutes, Pittsburgh's really had their chances.
Yes, indeed. You know, a couple headers at the far post that have been enough to make you a little bit nervous. I think I call that squeaky bum time, Jeff.
Not usually this early in a game, though, right? And now another foul. Is this game starting to heat up on the physical side?
When those come in like that, it kind of raises you off your seat a little bit, and you go, ooh, a little bit close.
Tyler Turner brushes off the defender. Now Russin will begin the build-up from the back for Orlando City. So we're just over a minute from halftime. Alvarez will make the switch. So they look for Bowden. Down the left side, can he catch up? Just barely keeps it in and knocks it off a Pittsburgh defender as it appears Dahlman's calling for a handball.
You know, Jeff,
didn't get it.
Last week Orlando played Charleston to a 1-1 draw. Right now at halftime, Richmond, a really good team from last season, as everybody remembers, currently at a 1-1 draw with Charleston.
Those two teams expected to be near the top of the table again this year, as they always are, as they nearly bring Alvarez through.
Wow, tried to thread the needle there, almost getting through. Too many legs in the way, Jeff.
It's Molino able to keep his feet, just powered off of Fekete, and it'll be a throw for Orlando City.
Thought it might be a foul. He was on the floor as the player went by him, trying to get that ball, and if he'd have gotten the player, we'd have another free kick.
Matt Miscannon, our fourth official on the touchline, is signaling 1 minute of stoppage time. So we're now in extra time here in this first half. So about 45 to 50 seconds left for one of these teams to perhaps get on the board. A handball easily seen there. Danny Earls was inadvertent, but be a free kick for Orlando nonetheless.
I think Coach Adrian Heath called that one.
Our fifth official on the near touchline, Adrian Heath. Now Bowden. Good quality chance, whipped in as Deleuze in the vicinity, and Marshall right out on him. Turner.
Luke Bowden has got a satellite navigation on his crosses.
Sarin cuts it to the right foot and sends it over the bar.
Got a little high on that, but you see the quality. I talk about Luke Bowden and his ability to drop in a cross. It's like pinpoint. It's like satellite navigation. Watch this. Well, there's Darwin, a great cut. Looks up, just leaned back a little bit, though. He needed to stay over that. But, you know, he had time to cut the player, look up, and measure what he wanted to do.
Great look from our center camera position.
Either Hunter Gilstrap was doing a dance, or he was trying to tell his attackers where he wanted them.
Let's hope for his sake it was the last that went in.
Yeah, because I don't think he had his headphones on, so I don't think he's got some funky tune in his ears.
No, Gilstrap playing the funky music here tonight. And there's our whistle from referee Caleb Mendez, and we are at the half. No score between Orlando City and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Back at ESPN's Wide World of Sports is USL Pro Soccer getting set for the second half between Orlando City and Pittsburgh. Jeff Radcliffe alongside Tom Traxler. Second half underway as we switch sides. Orlando City now will be attacking from right to left. And your impressions of each team and what do they have to do to maybe get on the scoreboard here in the second half, Tom?
Well, I think we saw glimpses of it, Jeff, in the first half. For Orlando, it's going to be all about ball movement. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast, and we continue to hit on it throughout the first half. It's important that they get the ball moving and get it moving quickly. Change the point of attack, then look to play the quality ball in behind that Pittsburgh back four. For Pittsburgh, you know, they sit back, they're playing a counter-attacking style. So for Pittsburgh, it's going to be about hitting them hard on the break and getting in those good scoring opportunities, which they found themselves in a few times. If you remember, both the headers at the far post, both coming off those opportunities. So, you know, for me, that's kind of what it's all about. If you're Pittsburgh, let's be strong at the back, look to hit them on the break. If you're Orlando City, let's get our passing going quickly. Change the point of attack, get it in, get it out.
Valentino about a foot off from getting a header on frame as the initial corner kick came from Sarin. And now Marshall will play it out of the back again. He is carrying a yellow card picked up in the 34th minute.
And that's important. I mean, that's important for Orlando City to know, because anytime you go running at Andrew Marshall, you're going to know, hey, he's on a card, one iffy tackle, and he's off.
And you're playing with a man advantage. So glad you're with us wherever you happen to be on the YouTube platform this year here for USL Pro. That one sent far post. And a shot just off the mark as Sarin runs in.
Well, there's a great example, Jeff, of what I just talked about. 1-2 touch through the midfield. Get it in, get it out, get it wide. Then they hit the big cross. Ball knocked down. As you see, as you're going to see here, big ball comes in over the top. Tyler Turner trying to get it knocked back. Darwin Sarin coming in, just flashing over the bar. That left-footed strike.
Anthony Arena, the second center back, slow to get up. And if you're Dom Kinnear, the Houston Dynamo, you got 3-year loanees. You don't want one of them hurt.
No,
it's not the idea.
I'm sure Dom Kinnear, like any other MLS coach, is going to be keeping close tabs on his players. So yeah, no, he doesn't want to see him get hurt. But you know, it's part of it. You can't guarantee that. You can't guarantee that whether they're playing MLS or whether they're playing USL Pro at training. That's just, you can't guarantee those things.
No score between these two. Played 3 games last year. Went 1-1-1 record-wise. But the Lions got one when it counted in the playoffs. Fekete gives chase here. And now will be a goal kick for Hunter Gilstrap.
This one so far, if I had to compare one season to the next, this one's looking an awful lot like the game in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
The draw in Pittsburgh,
where each team had a number of chances to put one into the back of the net and were unable to do so.
You know, each team wants to start out on a good foot. You know, Orlando wants to start out on the good foot. First game at home. Pittsburgh wanted to start out with good 3 points on the road away from home. But for Orlando, you know, coming off the draw last week, it's going to be important for them to pick up a win here, for sure.
Battle in the middle of the park as Obadiah will send it right back to Gilstrap. Sizes it up and sends it forward. It's a little push there. Quinn and Russin actually goes down. Now a dangerous ball. Angulo, is he offside? He is not. Has an open net, shoots and scores, and Jose Angulo makes it 1-0 Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, very calm, cool finish by Jose Angulo. Gets it taken off, takes it off of Brad Russin. Is able to go unmolested onto Miguel Gallardo and tuck it around. And you're going to see here, goes to slide, goes to play it wide and doesn't get there. And he goes right around, as you see. Easy, easy finish. I'm sorry, There we go. As you see, he tries to stretch out. No foul there. Jose Angulo able to get it. Run right around Miguel Gallardo.
Angulo's first goal of the season. He had 15 a year ago to co-lead USL Pro with Dom Dwyer.
I said Brad Roos, and it was actually Rob Valentino. Rob stretching out, he was going to try and play that ball wide to Tyler Turner.
And now the Lions chasing a 1-0 game, much like they did last week in Charleston, as they gave up a goal early in that second half and then were able to answer about 10 minutes later. We'll see if they can do the same here.
Yeah, I mean, the real concerning thing for Orlando right now, again, as you heard Coach Adrian Heath talk about as we were opening the broadcast, no quality ball really for Corey Hertzog. They're looking for that good quality ball in the final third. And I think they're still looking for that here, Jeff.
Russin down on the pitch. You see Adrian Heath wanting an explanation from our fourth official, Matt Miscannon. Why was that not a foul called? And now Luke Bowden has the same words to one of our assistants. Our assistant referees tonight, Rob Huffman and Kyle Longville.
They have lots of conversations out there, Jeff, going on about who's right and who's wrong. What we play on.
Gilstrap, big legs, sends that in to the fence. Newly added stands here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Getting that capacity up, and tough to find a seat tonight.
Yeah, I absolutely love the way they've been able to make a really good atmosphere in the stadium. You see they've had to build the stands behind each goal. They've had to build the stands at midfield, but they've made it a real quaint atmosphere here. A tight atmosphere, which I like because it helps to build the momentum of the game. You know, they're a lot closer to the pitch. The players can hear them a lot better.
Now Gilstrap, who faced his fair share of chances for Orlando in that first half, will send it away. Always feels better to have that lead.
Indeed. You know, I think this is as good as Pittsburgh could ask for at this point.
Earl's ahead.
If you'd have told them that they could be 1-0 up after, 50 or so minutes, they'd have probably said, we'll take it.
Anyway, you come out of here with at least a point. You've done your job if you're Pittsburgh. Along the right side, in front, and shot right on target. The cross was there from Turner, and Hertzog slid in and just missed it.
Yeah, he wasn't able to direct it. I mean, again, heavy pressure from Andrew Marshall. Credit Andrew Marshall that Corey Hertzog wasn't able to redirect that thing into the far post.
It went right at Gilstrap, and he went low and made the save. Now here comes the counter. Earls with it. Through the middle to Vincent. Now Angulo. 1-2 we go. Here's a shot on goal. Big save by Gallardo, and he covers it.
Good save. And had to get up quickly. I'm surprised that he wasn't pressured. That ball popped back up in the air off the save. And he was able to, plenty of time to get up and get on the other end of that to stop it from being a rebound opportunity. A lot of times, Jeff, you see shots like that, and as a keeper, you want to get up really quickly because you know there's somebody else coming in and there's going to be a rebound opportunity.
City conceded the throw after that play. So now Gilstrap being put under pressure by Darwin Sarin.
You know, if you're Orlando, you've been in this situation before, Jeff. You were there last week. These are good players. They'll have a lot of composure. They know that it's, you've got the balance of this half to go, and there's going to be a lot of chances. It's critical that they keep their composure in front of goal. When those chances are presented, they're able to take them.
Russin, his composure. His closing in was Jason Johnson.
But now that Pittsburgh doesn't have to chase the game, now they're out in front, and Orlando has to chase the game a little bit. Pittsburgh's going to definitely settle in. You're not going to see them pushing forward as much as they may normally.
Taken away by Molino, and runs to that byline. So corner kick for Orlando City on that exchange.
Again, here we go. We need that quality of delivery. If you're Orlando, you're looking for the quality of delivery. You've got big targets in the box.
Deleuze lets it fly with the left foot, rolls in. Herzog was in the vicinity, now it will come all the way back out towards the center of the park.
Don't you love it? Just you talk about those big targets, they serve a low corner.
Exactly. They don't have to follow a script there, Tom, like we do.
It always makes me look better when they hit a higher ball to one of those big targets. I'm going to have to talk to him about that.
56th minute, Pittsburgh leads it 1-0. Angulo, last year's co-Golden Boot winner in USL Pro with the goal. There's another delivery far post, knocked away by Flunder. And Russin will hold it inside the midfield. Whistle. And we'll come back to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds on the free kick.
Corey Herzog looking around going, me again? Offsides again?
Come on, man.
What's that come off of? Come on, man.
They played Bowden back to Gallardo. He'll distribute out wide to Tyler Turner, one of the new additions.
I've heard his name quite a bit tonight. For 18 years old, he's acquitted himself very well so far.
And he did so in the Disney Pro Soccer Classic against 4 MLS teams.
He's shown you some speed. He's shown you a great first touch. He's shown you ability to get a cross in.
Spent some time at IMG Academy, and native of Milford, Connecticut, as we mentioned in that first half. He is signed through MLS as Bowden tries to cut it to the right foot and leaves it for Austin Deleuze into the corner. Deleuze, who can play with either foot. The left-footed delivery. Gilstrap pokes it right back out as players had a beat on him. Now Valentino. Out wide to Turner. Now Sarin. Looks far post, curling in. And cleared out by Matthew Dahlman. It'll be a throw for Orlando City.
Lots of crosses coming in the box. You know, if you're Orlando, you're talking about, let's get on the other end of these.
Redirect headers over the bar by Gilstrap, and Herzog nearly equalized there.
Well, again, Luke Bowden with that pinpoint crossing, able to pinpoint the head of Corey Herzog. We'll have a look, see him measure this up, and Corey Herzog able to turn that goalward, forcing Hunter Gilstrap to knock on the top.
And now we've got a goal. We are level at 1. Goal, Orlando City.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this one, Jeff. I think this one's going to come off the corner. We talked about the need for quality delivery, the need to take advantage of opportunities off corners. Ball gets served in.
Bowden.
And Luke Bowden with a smash into that near post.
Luke Bowden, who did not have a single goal scored in 2013, starts things off with the Lions' first goal of 2014. How about that? And it was a beauty, a golazo, if you will.
Well, the Englishman with the educated left foot turned that left foot into a sledgehammer and pounds the ball.
Peter Gabriel is British, correct?
He is, so we can use that reference.
Absolutely. So we're level at 1 here in our 59th minute. As Luke Bowden with the goal, and pressing situation now as we have players down inside the box. As Gilstrap, the keeper for Pittsburgh, is one of them. Let's see what contact we had.
Yeah.
Oh, bumping heads there. He and Valentino.
Head collision.
And we'll check both of those players out before we can continue.
Yeah, that's, you know, those are taken very seriously, as they should be. You know, that definitely hurts.
See some of the supporters here watching on with some concern. Go from elation to concern for some of the players on the pitch at this point.
Well, I think Rob Valentino's up, but I think that Hunter Gilstrap is still down there taking their time, checking him out, and, you know, take all the time you need. See the board coming on now.
Never a good sign. In case you're wondering, Greg Bloom is the backup keeper for Justin Evans' Riverhounds. And he is a local boy from Ambridge, Pennsylvania, graduate of Slippery Rock, but our concern right now is for Hunter Gilstrap, the USL 2 goalkeeper of the year in 2010. He's down on the field right now.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him come out, and you saw him, he really hit heads pretty hard with Rob Valentino. Caught the kind of the back side of Rob Valentino's noggin, but he caught it flush on, and down he went. There's a good shot of the goal scorer, Luke Bowden. You don't want to give him too many opportunities to strike with that left boot.
Well, we await Hunter Gilstrap's recovery here inside that 6-yard box. While we wait, let's take a look at how we've arrived to this 1-1 scoreline, Tom.
Well, you see right there, Jose Angulo tirelessly chasing a ball down, as Rob Valentino maybe wanted to play it a bit sooner, but there was some contact. Rob's calling for the foul. Referee says play on. Jose Angulo, very calm customer, slots it away. Here you look. Delivery off the corner. Luke Bowden, where he should be, brings the ball down right on the half volley. Crash, bang, boom. Smashes it inside the frame. To give Orlando a share right now, a 1-1 share in this.
And our thoughts now are with Hunter Gilstrap is being helped off the pitch.
Yeah, he's definitely looking quite woozy. You could see how hard that clash of heads was just by watching Hunter Gilstrap. A very tough individual, Hunter Gilstrap. Watching him come off, certainly our thoughts are with him, and we hope he's going to be okay.
Tough road to hoe when you're a goalkeeper on most nights anyway. You have to have a certain air about you to play, and you know the collisions are coming. And sometimes it's really inevitable, isn't it?
I think that one was really, Jeff, just a case of two players that kind of just clashed heads. You know, Hunter Gilstrap coming out, Rob Valentino there, and bang, heads come together.
And in the 58th minute of play, Orlando City
So Luke Bowden has leveled the score. We're back underway now in our 63rd minute after the injury delay. And how about Bowden with his first goal in 2 seasons, and now Deleuze, as Orlando City will look to force the issue here. Rob Vincent now doing battle with Alvarez.
Well, if you're Orlando, you want to test Greg Bloom as soon as you can.
Bloom played in one of those games against Orlando, the game that Pittsburgh won. The goalkeeper that night was Greg Bloom, so he's got experience against the men in purple.
Comes in with a not bad, I don't know how much he was able to play that year, but his goals against average sitting at a 1.6 with 2 shutouts. So one of those, importantly, coming against Orlando.
Pittsburgh keeps possession. We'll take this opportunity to remind you that you can find scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. Now Bloom will get tested immediately by Herzog as he runs on, and we'll have to send it wide. It will be a throw for Orlando. Quickly taken by Deleuze. Leaving it back to Seren. Unable to say that it appeared. No signal, so Pittsburgh will continue the possession, and Darwin commits the foul.
Much to the chagrin of the Orlando City faithful. You can hear how unhappy this Orlando City crowd was with that call.
So the coaching staff of Adrian Heath, Ian Fuller, and James O'Connor were up off the bench there as well. Russin easily handles that ball. In our 65th minute, tied at 1.
Well, the fireworks were a little late in coming, Jeff, but they're certainly coming now. I think I'm going to strap myself in here and get ready for a big finish, because I think this one's going to have some drama in it before it's all said and done.
There's the right, too far out in front for Turner. So glad you're able to join us on YouTube this year. Entire USL soccer platform going to that technology this year. And now we've got the benefit of having these fine facilities, these broadcast facilities here at ESPN Wide World of Sports. It's a different look for us. We're not high atop the Citrus Bowl this year. We got a nice front row seat.
Well, like we were talking, Jeff, you know, during halftime, to look at these crisp images is fantastic. We used to have to kind of sit, as you said, high up in the perch at the Citrus Bowl and use these eagle eyes of ours to peer down in the game, but now we've got these beautiful HD cameras.
But binoculars, not standard equipment issued to us. And of course, we are very eager to see what the new stadium will bring as far as opportunities to bring these games to you. Scheduled to open sometime in the 2015 MLS season, as the Lions will begin next year in the MLS in the Florida Citrus Bowl, a renovated Citrus Bowl. It looks like a Quidditch pitch right now if you're a Harry Potter fan, but if you've driven by, it's just the high stands. Now on a redirect.
Oof. Offsides again. Herzog, not so sure. Not so sure.
Sarin nearly steals the ball.
He nearly, Sarin nearly picks the pocket.
Alvarez to Darwin now, up against Marshall. The Lions dictating pace here in our 67th minute. Sarin runs back. The El Salvador national team captain to the Trinidadian international, Molino. Herzog gets a shot on frame. Bloom makes the save. They pushed off the ball by Fekete,
Wow.
and that gets a rise from the crowd.
Certainly, they wanted to see a penalty there. There's a great example again, Jeff, of good one-touch passing and what we talk about. Get the ball moving. Created a good scoring, shooting opportunity, to which Greg Bloom was up to the challenge.
Obadiah out right now. Here's Sterling Flunder, the native of Washington. Will stay with Pittsburgh on the throw. Matthew Dahlman, who led the league in assists last year with 12.
Well, you've got the guy who leads the league in assists with the guy who was a co-leading scorer. It's not a bad combination to have on the pitch together, is it?
Tells you how good these Riverhounds were last year. All ahead, offside is the call on Herzog. Hands in the air.
We'll have a good look at big ball out of the back, just over the top. And as you can see, the referee's going to flag him offsides. I think if Curry Herzog moves too fast at home, he might be looking to his left or right to see if he's being flagged offsides after tonight.
Orlando City, very known for their possession play, but they're not scared to play direct when it's advantageous to do so, and they took an opportunity there. You got a player like Herzog who's so adept at bringing the ball down.
Well, you don't always have to have the big build-up and lots of touches. Sometimes it can be a very simple ball over the top from back to front that kind of clears your lines. It can cause people trouble.
The Netherlands have made a living at that for many years.
It's called playing what's on, Jeff. If it's on to go over the top from a big deep ball, that's what you do.
Here comes the switch from Orlando. In the 70th minute now, have yet to see any changes with the exception of the goalkeepers, and that was due to injury to the starter Hunter Gilstrap. Now Pittsburgh crossing the midway line. Dahlman. Back to Obadiah, again the former Phoenix Wolf. Came to Pittsburgh in the offseason. Foul committed.
See Darwin Sarin there, not only is he very talented in attack, but he's a very determined defender when he doesn't have the ball.
Speak to that, Tom, too. When you're an attacking player, to be able to play defense, that's a big part of the game and a big part of your job, especially when you're trying to put pressure. You see what Sporting Kansas City does in MLS and creating goals that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, first off, no such real thing as just I'm just a defender, I'm just an attacker. When you don't have the ball, everyone's defending. And if you can defend high up a pitch and give yourself an opportunity to win the ball back closer to goal, Jeff, statistics will prove to you that you're going to score more goals that way. So defending high up the park is very, very important.
Nice job releasing Fekete, sends it far post. Pulled down inside the 18 by Dahlman, and Gallardo's got it. Quick distribution now. Deleuze racing. Obadai sends it out. Nearly hits Adrian Heath.
I think Adrian would have brought that one down with one touch.
Here come the Lions again. Turner back into the middle. Yordani Alvarez, the 2011 League Player of the Year. Molino gets through, shoots just over the top of the bar.
Can't stay down to that. You see Kevin Molino drop into the midfield to find this one, and then as the defender comes in, he's able to turn him. Here's a good look. Turns, gets through the defenders, just shooting high to the near post, which is the way you want to go to beat a keeper. High to the near post, low to the far post. Just was not able to get that on target, but did a great job of finding himself in space, turning and getting by the two Pittsburgh defenders.
As Adama Mbenge checks in for Orlando City, we'll remind you to visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. Just about 20 minutes to go in this one, and we're level at 1. Nothing has been decided at this point.
Well, I think, Jeff, there's going to be certainly some chances in this one for both teams before this one sees the full 90 minutes. I'm sure the home fans here are going to be hoping that there's a few more for the guys in purple than for the guys in yellow, but it's a 1-1 draw, and right now that's not a bad result if you're the Pittsburgh Riverhounds coming into the home of the champions.
Give and go comes into the top of the box. And Mbenge nearly had his first goal on his first touch. Adama, the Senegalese winger. Another shot from distance. That won't bother Greg Bloom one bit.
That one just sails a bit high and wide. Put a little Christopher Cross there on that one. It went sailing.
Or were you going to say jump, jump? You want to go the other crisscross, depending on the audience, right?
Depending on your audience.
So Greg Bloom spent his college years at Slippery Rock.
Ooh.
A couple hours north of Pittsburgh.
Hey, it's what you like to see. A little foul, you get up, say, yep, sorry about that. Good sportsmanship.
Quinn tries to get ahead of Mbenge now. Bowden already has a goal. Mbenge, a shot, and it's saved by Bloom.
Well, and if I'm Orlando, I take these moments. There's been a few of them in each half where when they're getting one-touch passing, they're creating opportunities. And that was another one right there. Of course, dropped to Adama Mbenge. He with the hammer of Thor on that right foot. When he catches it, look out, because it is moving.
Had a goal, I believe, against the New York Red Bulls here about a month ago. That had everybody talking. About 30 out. A little dipsy-do there by Bloom as he had Herzog left in the dust. 75th minute now.
Corey Herzog is going to leave no chance untried, and he doesn't quit on anything. And right there was a good example. It comes, if you're not going to pick that ball up, he says, I have a chance to get it, and I'm going to try.
Russin heads it out. So turn in the middle. Danny Earls. You have to figure if you're Pittsburgh, it's getting that point in the match where you're going to get a little bit tired defensively in those one-touch passing. and the speed that you bring in as a sub if you're Adrian Heath, the likes of Adama and Benge, we've yet to see Dennis Chin. That could create some good chances and opportunities to take the lead.
You speak about that and getting tired, Jeff. Well, it's obviously easier to attack than defend. You expend a lot of energy when you defend, and Orlando City typically is in possession for most of a match, so that works in their favor. Pittsburgh certainly going to be a little buoyed by the fact, though, that it's still 1-1.
Bowden, the delivery inside the 18-yard area. Now Dahlman will try to dribble out. Got to have a sure-footed pass here. Flunder back to Bloom, the keeper.
The fact that it's 1-1 and they're still in it to play is going to feed their legs a little bit, Jeff. They may be a little bit tired, but they're going to have plenty of energy because they can see a potential maybe 3 points out of this one.
How about the chants of the supporters here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, coming over loud and clear on YouTube?
Well, if you're a neutral just watching this game, I don't think you'd have any trouble figuring out who was the home team.
That's exactly right. Make sure you follow at USL Pro on Twitter for the latest updates as another foul is committed. Adrian Heath right along the touchline, shouting some instructions, perhaps encouragement.
Looks like Orlando City is getting ready to see the introduction of Dennis Chin. Get ready for a lot of pace, Jeff. Once he comes in, he has pace to burn.
And skills to pay the bills, we've always said about Dennis.
And when you talk about tired legs, we're reaching the 77th minute here. Now you're going to have a fresh Dennis Chin to run at you with like I said, pace to burn. He has pace for days, Dennis Chin.
Well, Pittsburgh wears those Nike uniforms. They're a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. I don't see Justin Evans wearing the Nikes, but we just saw a shot of him on the sideline. He is dressed to the nines.
He is Mr. GQ this evening, Justin Evans.
Finds menswear stores, I guess, in Station Square. A place to frequent.
You like that? Managers looking smart on the touchline.
Very, very European look. Right there, Tom?
Absolutely. Now, some choose to go with the tracksuit look, a la Tony Pulis of the EPL, but some like to go with the suit and tie. Mr. Evans has chosen the suit and tie look this evening.
Well, it's preference, comfort. Number of factors go into your dress. Here as Turner loses it into touch as Fekete will earn the throw.
Coach Adrian Heath always looks very dapper on the sidelines, but he gets very animated, so sometimes by the end of the game it doesn't look the same as it did at the beginning.
Exactly. It's nicely tucked in when you start. At the end you have the arms waving, things come untucked a bit. Big battle now. Dennis Chin is free. Dribbles with the left foot, pushes ahead. There's two strikers now in the game, and Benge into the 18.
Well,
so Herzog and Chin still in there.
Well, what made that was the collision. Players still down from that collision. They're asking Lou Bowden to stop play and knock it out. Well, a player for Pittsburgh still down from the collision with Dennis Chin.
Appears to be Obadai. It is. Well, this has been a hard-hitting affair, and you can catch all of these hard-hitting affairs on USL Pro regular season and in the playoffs as well. All those games will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Orlando City SC YouTube channel today. And glad you're joining us right now.
I like the chat feature.
I'd like to see how it's moderated, because sometimes those things get out of control. They get very entertaining, but they can get out of control, especially when you see members of the ILF who wear their hearts on their sleeve. Purple Hearts, of course.
Purple Hearts. Their hearts bleed purple, Jeff.
And you have the Ruckus, of course. They were the first supporters group. In fact, they began their existence even before the team was here.
It's grown and grown, Jeff. I mean, from where it was in the first year in 2011, it is a together front now. They have many different fan groups, but they put on a great united front come game time.
Haven't talked about the situation developing in Pittsburgh this week, Tom. The Riverhounds organization declaring for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as that ball just goes over the top of the bar. And Tyler Turner nearly had a goal. Boy, a lot of missed opportunities tonight.
Would have been a way to cap off Tyler Turner's night, wouldn't it? Again, Luke Bowden, sat-nav with these crosses. And that's not an easy ball to try to keep down, because he hit that right as it hit the turf. But was able to keep it tame, just a little over the bar. Really good effort from Tyler Turner. He's had a good night tonight, Tyler Turner.
And his second game as a Lion. Played the opener.
You could see him getting more and more confident. He's a player of a lot of confidence. I mean, if you're a youth international, you know, you've got confidence as a player, but stepping up and, you know, playing at this next level, it can be daunting. But he's certainly a very calm and composed young man.
81st minute, 1-1 our score between Pittsburgh and Orlando. It was Jose Angulo in the 50th for Pittsburgh, and Luke Bowden answered 8 minutes later to tie it at 1. Well, Molino, nice wheels there, keeping it on his feet. Now Chin has some space. Dennis, can he get a foot? No, Bloom covers.
That was lovely. Again, those one-touch combinations into a 1-2 combination to play Dennis Chin through onto frame. What a lovely passage of play for Orlando. And some last-minute defending by Pittsburgh.
And as I was saying there, Tom, the Riverhounds making some headlines this week for the wrong reasons, as Bloom's going to have to cover. And able to be cleared away. So they declare for Chapter 11, and then that set up the red flags everywhere. Bankruptcy protection was filed, but there was a nice quote from the organization saying it's business as usual for the players and coaches. They're here to play soccer. We'll continue to play like nothing's going on, and we're just looking to restructure. So a lot of teams and many leagues do the same thing.
Yes, that happens, Jeff. And the minute I heard about it, I kind of went, well, those things happen. It's just done to protect themselves while they restructure.
Big redirect shot just off to the right, and Dennis Chin doesn't understand how he missed it.
Well, again, Luke Bowden, here you go. Cross coming in. You know, the rule is, Luke, back the way it came, Jeff. That's typically what you tell a player. Back the way it came. So for Dennis Chin, tries to redirect, but you're kind of in the middle of the goal, and you flick it. You have that chance at it running by that far post, and it did. But back the way it came. If it comes from the left, you want to finish back to the left.
Appears we have a cramp on one of the Pittsburgh players now. As these teams have given it their all. Fekete and Andrew Marshall sharing a beverage. Fourth minute as the crowd waits. Will we have a game-winning goal by one of these teams here?
Well, lots of chances from Orlando over the past few minutes, Jeff. Lots of chances that are coming. Headers, shots. You see a lot of pressure being put on by Orlando.
Well, Tom, you and I will be back here as I'm sure about 6,000 more of us will be here as well for the next match. April 5th, there at 7:30 at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. The Lions are going to host the Rochester Rhinos. That will be a good one to start the season. We'll see if Rochester can regain the form they had 2 years ago. Really struggled very uncharacteristically last year.
Rochester, one of the great storied franchises of USL Pro. I always look forward to the weeks when Rochester rolls into town.
Made some changes to their coaching staff once again. Luke Bowden. Benge, the chin gets knocked to the turf. And it will roll into touch, throw for Orlando. Just over 5 minutes and change to go.
Yeah, it's going to be down to composure, Jeff. These chances are coming for Orlando, but you've got to be composed when you take them.
Brian Salazar had checked in a few moments ago for Anthony Obadai, who walked off the field injured. And now here's Jason Johnson with some space to work. We saw how dangerous Angulo could be. That time he's escorted off the ball. Wanted a call and didn't get it. Now open space. Kevin Molino ahead to the left. Adama Mbenge into the 18, sends it across, and it's sent out. The Orlando City ball will be a throw, or will it be a corner, Tom?
Well, that was a great last-minute clear by Anthony Arena. You see Mbenge coming in, trying to find Dennis Chin. Dennis Chin streaking into the box, but Anthony on the spot to send that one over touch, giving Orlando a corner.
Darwin Saron with the right foot sends it into the box. Woo. Inside the 6, uncleared. Woo. Big save by Bloom, high in the air. They're not out of trouble yet. Will be held in by Herzog.
Call Allstate. There's mayhem loose in the box.
Benge tracks back. Herzog all the way out on the wing right now as Dennis Chin playing the center forward spot for Orlando as we draw closer and closer to the end of this one. Orlando 4 minutes away from starting the season with 2 straight draws and just 2 points.
Well, there's examples of chances that are going to come, and you've got to be prepared to take them when they arrive, Jeff.
At last check, out shooting Pittsburgh just 5-4. They've had a lot of shots, not necessarily all of them on frame. And that went too far for Turner. It'll be a throw for Pittsburgh.
You know, roundabout probably, I would say, 7 minutes left. There'll probably be at least 4 to 5 minutes of stoppage time. There's going to be some more chances, but you can't get rushed now. You have to keep your composure on the pitch. Keep doing the same things you've been doing. Keep the ball moving. If you're Orlando, 1 and 2 touch. Pittsburgh, you know what's feeding them right now?
Cross able to get off.
Is that going to be a corner? Nope.
Pittsburgh says it was touched by an Orlando City player.
Pittsburgh doing everything they can right now, Jeff, to hold on. Getting tough for them. You know, these last few minutes, Orlando City, good substitutions, piling on the pressure. Pittsburgh holding on tight, holding on to that point. A good point. It would be a good point for them away from home in their opener against the champions, against the team that's going to MLS.
Well, we know that the Lions are going to get the best every team has this year because of that. Not only are they the champs.
Something's going on over on the touchline. Not quite able to see what it was, but fans were certainly reacting to it adversarially.
You have to think we'll have some stoppage time here, as we've had a number of injuries and a couple of goals in the second half.
At least 5 minutes, Jeff. At least 5 minutes. But for Orlando, again, keep moving the ball. Keep it moving. 1 and 2 touch. 1 and 2 touch. On those crosses, get across the keeper.
Herzog cuts it across, can't get it inside, so be another goal kick that will take some time off for Pittsburgh. And as you said, Tom, that's a win if you get a point out of this first trip.
Pittsburgh's going to be in no hurry to get anything back in play. They're going to try and take as much time and kill as much of this game now as they possibly can.
Pittsburgh will be at Richmond next Saturday. And then they'll have their home opener on the 12th against Wilmington. And they'll travel to Richmond again. Not a favorable schedule at all.
What a way to start your season.
5 of the first 6 games for Pittsburgh will be against either Orlando, Charleston, or Richmond. 3 of the top teams in the league. Basically 2 of those teams are your last 4 champs. And Richmond had the best record in the league last year.
That's a baptism by fire for your season, Jeff.
Molino cross and headed away. Now Mbenge, 1-touch, bounces it through the 18.
I think Adamus saw that thing smashing by the keeper.
Well, 7 minutes of added time has been tacked on. So we're not quite done here yet.
Nope, lots of time. 7 minutes, lots of time.
90 minutes, not enough to decide it. It is in, and Bloom goes high. Remember, Bloom recorded a shutout against Orlando City last year.
Well, since coming into this match, he's acquitted himself quite well. He's been calm, he's been composed, he's come up with good saves. Pittsburgh with 2 good keepers on their roster.
And if you're Adrian Heath, once again, you've had some chances that you haven't been able to produce that final ball for the goal. And will that come back to haunt them here? Cost them a couple of points in the standings. Again, it is a marathon, not a sprint. That is the popular cliche, right, Tom?
If we're going by cliches, indeed, Jeff. You know, I always say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But you obviously want to start well, because habits are lasting. Habits are forming. Winning is a habit. You know, the way you play is a habit. The way you train is a habit. So you want to get into good habits early.
Ball driven inside. Comes to Dennis Chen. Quick turn. Can he get a foot on it? No. As Rob Vincent back there to defend.
Yeah, just as it like we're going to be able to get a turn and shot. Rob Vincent comes in to sweep that one away.
We've played almost 2 minutes of stoppage time. About 5 more to go.
And that won't go by fast enough for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. For Orlando, they'd probably like to see 10 more minutes on the clock.
Oh, a foul committed by Orlando City, so that yields a free kick as we see Felix Motogovan. Motogovan we saw last year against Orlando City, the Gilroy, California native. Flings it into the air, far post. This could be a dangerous ball. Big save by Gallardo, and that yields a corner kick for Pittsburgh.
Well, you can see that he had ideas. He wanted to shoot right away. Well, it could be a crossing opportunity, but he turned that thing in on frame, forcing Gallardo to get his big paw up and deflect that over the bar for a corner.
Lions back line will have to mind their P's and Q's now as Danny Earls will stand over this one. Put that Nike ball down just right, and will approach it with his left foot here. Corner is on the way. Falls in the top of the 6, rolls out to the 18, and now a driven ball just off target by Marshall.
Well, that was enough to draw a sigh of relief from the Orlando City faithful behind the goal. Caught that one well.
The last 4 games in the preseason that Orlando City played on this pitch have yielded draws. And in about 3.5 minutes, it will happen again. It is 1-1 here late.
Well, a lot of stuff can happen in these next few minutes. I mean, that's a game of soccer, Jeff. It doesn't take long. Blink of an eye, things can change. One kick of the game. Discipline and composure is still needed.
Gallardo to make a distribution here. Will roll it to Valentino. About to enter our 95th minute. Down the line, Fekete using his body and just rolls it out.
Good shielding by Brian Fekete, able to take some more time off the clock before he has to play it out.
Bowden now to Mbenge. Here's a cross far post, actually right into the center, and Bloom handles it no problem, and he'll milk some more time.
Absolutely. He's not going to be in a hurry.
Russin with the header. Boy, dangerous ball here.
Nice header by Tyler Turner there under pressure, though, to knock that one down for Yordani Alvarez.
Yordani, the former Cuban international. A great story, if you remember, when he was here before, is that he defected when he was at an international tournament in Tampa. Now, Bowden gets the cross in. It's in front. A shot over the top. Oof. And Molino nearly missed the game winner.
You know he wants that back. Good ball sent across low. Driven in. Here's a look. Luke Bowden. Good low ball. Just coming at the skip. He hits it, and it hits down on the turf and bounces over. Those are the ones you need.
Approximately 90 seconds remain in this one, Tom.
Well, they've certainly had plenty of chances, has Orlando. Certainly have plenty of chances in this game.
Be interested to hear Adrian Heath's comments after this one. I'm sure he would feel that 2 points will be left.
Most definitely. When you look at the chances, he shoots you straight for sure. He pulls no punches, Adrian Heath.
We've played 6 full minutes of stoppage time. A minute to go between Pittsburgh and Orlando. Home opener. Here is Kevin Molino. Sends the ball into the area. Big save by Bloom.
Again, Bloom's done very well, you know, to come in cold. Probably wasn't expecting to play.
That one too far from Molino, and we're down to about the last 30.
A lot of questions have been asked of Greg Bloom, and he's answered every single one of them.
Both of these keepers for Pittsburgh tonight have played outstanding, facing the onslaught known as Orlando City. Not much time now, as Caleb Mendez surely checking his watch. And now Pittsburgh with a chance in the attacking half. We've played a full 7 any time now.
Yeah, this might be the last attack of the match here, Jeff. This ball gets knocked out here. Could be it.
It will go out. A double blast of the whistle by Caleb Mendez, and that will do it. 1-1 the final score between Orlando City and Pittsburgh. So perhaps if you're Orlando City, opportunities left out there, but a great environment here tonight for a really entertaining soccer game.
Well, most definitely. You know, the fans were treated to a lot of chances on frame. You know, they'll probably walk away feeling like they kissed their sister. That's kind of what they say when you have a draw, isn't it? No joy for either team. But they were treated to a very committed affair by both teams. And here you get a look at the statistics. The one that stands out for me, of course, you know, the shots on goal, shots 17 for Orlando, 8 for Pittsburgh, and corners 7-3 shows a little bit of the dominance that Orlando had in terms of possession, Jeff, but not able to turn that into enough goals to win the game. And you give up one at the other end, opportunistic for Angulo. And again, you look at the offsides, 7 for Orlando City, probably 6 of those for poor Corey Herzog. But you look at the other end, though, and you had that little pickpocket in the back that Angulo's able to walk around Miguel Gallardo. I'm sure they'll want that one back.
Well, the final score, 1-1 between Orlando City and Pittsburgh. The Riverhounds improved to 0-0-1. They got a single point out of this trip. Orlando City now 2 points with 2 ties as we get set next week for the game against Rochester. For my partner Tom Traxler and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from the ESPN Wide World of Sports. We'll see you next week.